there is a recourse for that. Where a judge takes money of Sandlana and get arrested, those are the kind of issues that we must be concerned about, that this is a practical case where judges can be bored and undermine the rule of law. But
What happens when a man of faith is accused of trying to buy justice, a respected church leader, 19 corruption charges, and 2.4 million allegedly paid to influence a High Court judge? The Pretoria High Court has now made a decision that could shape the future of this case, and the message from the court is clear: no bail. This is the story of Pastor Bhekumzi Mike Sandlana. Bhekumzi Mike Sandlana is not an ordinary man. He's the leader of the International Pentecost Holiness Church, a religious organization with followers across South Africa. As a pastor, he represents faith, leadership, spiritual guidance. But today his name is not making headlines for preaching. It is making headlines for corruption. The 64-year-old church leader is facing 19 counts of corruption. And these are not small allegations. According to the National Prosecuting Authority, the NPA, Sandlana allegedly paid around 2.4 million rands into different bank accounts. The state claims this money was meant to benefit a High Court judge. Let's break this down in simple terms. The prosecution alleges that Sandlana paid money for the benefits of Judge Phahlane. Why? Because he allegedly wanted the judge to preside over his ongoing civil matter in the High Court, and more importantly, to rule in his favor. If these allegations are true, this will mean an attempt to influence the outcome of a court case. In other words, trying to interfere with justice. And in South Africa, interfering with the justice system is taken very seriously. The justice system must be independent, judges must be neutral, and no one, no matter how powerful, is allowed to buy influence. This is why this case is so important. Back in December 2025, Sandlana applied for bail at the Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crimes Court. He wanted to be released while waiting for his trial, but the court refused. The magistrate found that releasing him would not be in the interest of justice. That could have been the end of it, but Sandlana was not done. He decided to appeal that decision at the Pretoria High Court. In his bail appeal, Sandlana argued that the lower court was wrong. His legal team told the High Court that he is not a flight risk. They explained that he has strong ties to South Africa. They mentioned his church leadership, his ownership of multiple properties, his established life in the country. They also addressed something that worries the state, the issue of multiple identity documents. Prosecutors argued that Sandlana has more than one identity document, which would make it easier for him to leave the country. But his lawyer said this was simply due to administrative errors. They insisted he was not planning to run away. They told the court that keeping him in custody was unnecessary. But the state strongly opposed the appeal. State advocates Phumla and Willem van Zyl warned the court that Sandlana poses a serious risk. They argued that he allegedly has multiple identity documents. He may have the ability to travel outside South Africa without using a passport. And most concerning, he allegedly committed the current offenses while already out on bail in another matter. Let that one sink in. The state told the court that Sandlana was already on bail in another case before the Pretoria Magistrate Court when these new alleged offences happened. If true, that raises serious concern because it suggests a pattern, and courts take that very seriously when deciding bail. Bail is not just about freedom, it is about whether releasing someone will harm the justice process. After listening to both sides, the High Court made its decision. The court decided with the prosecution. According to NPA spokesperson Lumka Mahanjana, the High Court agreed with the state's submission. The court found that Sandlana failed to satisfy the court that his release would be in the interest of justice. And just like that, his bail appeal was dismissed, meaning he remains behind bars as the case continues. This is not just about one pastor. This case touches on something much bigger: trust. Trust in religious leaders, trust in the justice system, trust in accountability. When someone in a position of spiritual authority is accused of corruption, it shakes people's confidence. And when the allegations involves trying to influence a judge, it becomes even more serious. South Africa has faced many corruption scandals over the years, from politics to business. Now allegations are reaching into religious leadership, and that makes this case even more sensitive because churches are supposed to guide people morally. Sandlana and his 4 co-accused are expected back in Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crimes Court on March 6, 2026. That is when the case will continue. At this stage, these are still allegations. He has not been convicted. He remains innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But the fact that the High Court dismissed his bail appeal sends a strong signal. The court believes these are serious concerns, and now the country waits. A pastor accused of paying millions, a judge allegedly linked to the payments, and a high court that says no bail. This story is far from over. As the trial unfolds, more details may come out, questions may be answered, and South Africans will be watching closely because, in the end, justice must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. If you want updates on this case, if you care about crime, corruption, and justice in South Africa, make sure you subscribe on this channel. We break down the stories that matter in simple language so everyone understands. No confusion, no hiding facts, just the truth. Stay informed, stay alert until the next story. And just know that this case is still unfolding. And as of more details come out, we'll bring them to you because here we don't just tell stories, we uncover truth, we question power, and we speak for those who can't. If you believe justice matters, if you want real stories about crime, corruption, and the hidden darkness behind headlines, then subscribe to True Crime with Nsuku's Folktale. This is where truth lives. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a story. Because in South Africa, the truth is often stranger than fiction. And here, we tell it all. See you in the next case. Bye.